Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of B-17 Flying Fortress Leader, Eastern Front Campaign, and City Bombing, part of the expansion pack for the B-17 series from DVG. Okay, so we're now going into week 3 of March. So this is the last week of the month, so at the end we'll have to do our end of the month steps and take care of all that stuff. So our monthly housekeeping, see if anybody gets reassigned, all that good stuff. Okay, and if I destroy one fighter squadron during this next deal, I'll be able to get rid of another squadron base somewhere. All right, so let's see. I received my weekly SO points and I purchased a B-17 squadron up here. Sorry for the glare. It's the 100th bomb group. I'll bring him over here. He is cost me 14 points, and he was, of course, a recruit, but then I purchased him and made him a green. Yes. Which cost me 4 SOs for that. So I brought him up to a green level, and I bought the airfield for him of Thorpe Abbott, and it cost me 8 SO points, but it gives me a tonnage of +2. Now the reason I did that was, 1, it raises his tonnage up to 8. But if I want him to go to Berlin or Dresden, I can assign him there and give him a fuel tanks, which costs 2 of his points, so it gets his tonnage bomb load normal, but I can get him there and back. So that's the reason I've got him assigned to that airfield. So it does make a difference there, what we're going to do. So that's all we don't have to buy any recon assets. So now we're going to do our recon missions. So the first one we're going to recon is Dresden. So let's see what we get here. Dresden is a 4, and a 4 gives me medium intel. All right, so medium intel on Dresden, so it keeps that at normal. And I think I'm going to go after an aircraft factory. And I'm going to go after the one in Hex 14, which is right here. And so we're going to recon this one and hope for something good here with my second recon plane. And I get an 8. Yes, high. So I got high intel on that deal. All right. That's going to help because it keeps the flak down. So on this aircraft factory, right here, this is the one at 14. That's the other target. Okay. So we'll make that target number 2, and we don't know whether we're going to Dresden or Berlin just yet. First we have to do is determine weather in the zones. So we'll roll for our weather. I need to print me off a little weather cheat sheet so I don't always have to go to the manual. But here we go. And the weather is 5. +1 when you're over the UK, so that makes that a 6. So it's default weather. Should take these 2 off of there. All right. Now we roll for zone 1. And the weather in zone 1 is 4. That is normal. Zone 2 is a 9, and a 9 is clear weather. We've got some nice sunny weather down there in Switzerland. And zone 3 is a 6, and a 6 is normal. Okay, so that gets us through the weather rolls. Now we select our targets. Okay, so I have to roll here to see if I'm going to Dresden or Berlin. So we roll a 7. So it's my choice. And we're going to attack a 9, which is heavy plus damage to any target. Heavy plus damage to any target. Okay, so I think we're going to go I think we'll attack the aircraft factory in Dresden. So we're going to go to Dresden. So Dresden will be my first target right here. Okay. Select our targets to attack. Assign the groups for each mission. So the Dresden group is going to be the B bomber wing, which has 3 B-24s in it. And see, I'm looking at my other group because he's a 1 and a 2. Yeah, I think I'll assign them guys to go after the aircraft factory. So I'm going to send these 3 bombers here are going to be the ones that are going to go to target number 1, which is Dresden. And I will give them the P-51s as fighter escort. Okay. So we're going to have fighter escort for them. See if we can get them into Dresden and back out. All right. Assign groups to each mission. Assign group. ASW diversion. Okay. Arm the bombers. These guys. Let's see. We're going to try to bomb the aircraft factory. I can use an incendiary. It's in hex 12. So we'll put our target marker on there. What do I do with that? There it is. Takes 8 damage. They can take an incendiary. So they're each going to take, let's see, they can each take an incendiary. So 1, 2, and 3. Then they can each take 3 of the M30s. Okay, so we got our bombers are armed. We don't, let's see, we have to purchase the H2X radar, and we're going to put that on the 93rd bomb group. So he'll be the lead group. The 93rd will. My P-51s will be on high, so we spot, let's see, the 93rd, he purchases 3 points of equipment. Okay, we have that done. Now we've got our stuff set up. We got to roll for Luftwaffe response. Okay, so the Luftwaffe response is right up here. And so he gets a 2. Yes, it is poor. That is what I needed to get into Dresden and back out. So poor response. All right. Like that. That'll help us. That'll definitely help us. Okay. So this is good. So far so good. All right. Now, let's see. Wait a minute. He rolled a 2. His response was +1, which makes it a 3. It's still poor. Okay. Had to check that. All right. Okay. Target bound event card. Here we go. Smoke pots. -1 from all air-to-ground bomber attacks. Jeez. Okay, so we'll put that one down here. That's no good. All right. That's going to make it harder to hit. And now we're off. Let's see, I got to lay my course. Let's see, here we're going. 1. Whoops. Is that the way we want? No, we don't want to go that way. We're gonna have to go 1. Oh man. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yep. 1, 2. Hey, 3, 4. I can come in that way. 1, 2, 3. Again, swing down around these guys, and then we come into Dresden here. 4. All right, so I got to get through this one, but then I only have to hit them over there one more time. All right. Excuse me. All right. There we go. We're ready to take this, and we go 1. Oops. And we go 2. And now we're at the Luftwaffe response. So we have to do bandit attacks. They can have 2 bandits. So they get 1 and they get 2. All right. Oh, no bandit. That's good. The other one is Focke-Wulf, and he's a newbie. My escort will take care of him, hopefully. Not too much trouble. All right. So he gets to attack first. My durability is 0. So here comes his roll. And he gets, oh my gosh, he got a 10. That's 3 hits. Man, the newbies ripped into my guys. Well, that was no good right off the bat. So they're down 5 now. Okay. I get to fire back. I'm coming out of the sun on my tactic. So that's a +3 to my die roll. And he's a -1 on his defense, so I'm a +4. I get a 4, which is 8. I did not get him. He only gets 1 attack, so they break off. And now I got to draw to see what's going to happen here. And they get a -4. Nope, wait a minute, that was sweep. A -3 on my escorts. That puts me at 8. They're shaking now. So I can decide to either break off my escorts and send them back home, which I think I will. I could let him have a ground target on the way home, but I think I'm just going to send them home and try not to get them damaged anymore. So my fighters, they got jumped by those Focke-Wulfs, and they're going home from there. All right, so I'm going to pull these guys off, and I'll set them off to the side. The bombers move here, and now they move into their target area. Okay, German response. I don't have any fighter escort for them. They get 2 draws. There's 1 and 2. Oh, they got BF-109s. And they got, whoops, Focke-Wulf newbies. Again. All right. So now we roll to see where they're going to be attacking. First the 109s. And they go in 6. With 3 squadrons, the 6 is the 2nd squadron. So they attack there. And the newbie guys, they go 8. And an 8 is the rear group. Okay. Oh, grabbed the wrong counter there. Rear group. Okay. So they're attacking the 44th. I'm slow. So they get to attack. And they get 2 chances at this. Here comes the first one. They rolled a 7. A 7 is 1 hit. So he goes from 1 damage to 2. Okay. And now the newbie guys, they're attacking. And they get A 1. They missed. All right. Now I'm firing back. The 44th air-to-air is +1. And his defense is 0. So I get a +1. I get a 3. No, nothing. And the 392nd, his air-to-air is +3. All right. He's firing 4. That's a 7. He missed. All right. So the newbies, they break off. The 109s are coming around again. They're firing. They get a 6. 6 is one more hit. So the 44th takes one more hit. Puts them at 3. And we get to fire back with a +1. Oops. A 1. So we missed. And he breaks off. Okay. All right, now we got to do flak. I'm going to bring the sheet over for the attack. So they have 0 modifiers here for this. So their flak rolls are 2 rolls. 5, 8, 9 are the hits. This is where it can get nasty, right here. All right, so this is on my lead group. And just checking something here real quick. City bombing, yeah, we do the flak and then we just do our weather. Okay, here it comes. This is on the lead group. He gets a 6 and a 2, so he gets 1 hit. So that moves that up to 4 hits. Okay, then we have on the second group, they get a 5 and a 9. 5 is 1 hit, and 9 is 3. So that's 4 hits. That moves them up to 7. That makes them shaken now. All right, that's not going to help my bombing. And for the last group, they get 2 9s. That's 6 hits on them. That puts them at 9. Luckily, I guess it's luckily, they're still in the shaken column. All right, I'm looking for a 9. I think I got to go. Yep, I got to get me one out here. So I need a 9. Well, I thought I might have one, but I'll put a 6 and a 3 on him, so that's his 9. Okay. All right, so he's good till 10. Okay, so they got through the flak. All right, now we roll for weather. So the first thing's the weather roll. And the weather is 7. Partly cloudy. -1 to the air to ground or my H2X radar. I have the radar. We're going to use the radar. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is roll 2d10, place the target counter in the corresponding hex. Okay, here we go. My target that I want is a 12. I rolled a 7. Oh, brother. Okay, so we're coming in from way up here. All right. So I get groups modifiers plus, so I get that. If the group's air to ground modifier is +1, then you can move at 1. If the group's air to ground is 2. Okay, so best I got is a +1. So I can move it down here. I'm going to move this 1 closer. My target is there. So I really need my incendiary bombs, and I don't know what way the wind direction's blowing either. Okay, so the next thing we do, this, what else is there? There's a city hex, so I can destroy the city hex. I will get a victory point for that, but it's not the target that I needed. Okay, so But I get to drop my incendiary bombs too. All right, so here we go. First, my leader's going to drop his incendiary bomb. And remember, they have smoke pots. So it's -1. I have +1 for him, that's 0. And my incendiary. So I need a 7 or higher to hit. I get a 5. So that one missed. He's going to drop his 3 other bombs at a +2. He needs an 8 or higher to hit. He gets an 8, a 3, and a 5. So the 8 becomes a 10, but the other 2 miss. That's 2 hits. So we're going to mark 2 hits right here on this hex. Now my next bomber is going to drop his incendiary. He's a 0, so it's going to be -1. So -1 is 5, hit miss. It didn't do any damage. He's dropping his 3 bombs at a +1 modifier. He gets a 10, an 8, and a 5. So the 10 and the 9, that makes 3 hits. So he goes from 2 to 5. Well, they're at least causing damage here. That's not what I wanted. Okay, one more incendiary bomb. He's a -1, and -1 is going to make -2. So I need a big roll, and I didn't get it. I got a 3. So no incendiaries did any damage. He's going to drop his 3 bombs at a -1, -2. He's even up on his roll. He gets a 3, a 1, and a 10. That's 2 hits. Oh, it's 1 hit away from destroying it. So he gets a 7. And so he does not get any points for that. All right. So, unfortunately, this bombing mission was a failure because I do not get any victory points because I didn't get 8 or higher to destroy the hex. So the city hex got bombed, but I didn't destroy it. All right, because none of the incendiaries hit, I don't have to do all the other wind directions, anything. So I'm going to get 0 victory points for that mission. Right there. All right. So we got to go home. So we do our Homeward Bound event. And the Homeward Bound event is Germans want revenge. Re-roll the Luftwaffe response, add +3 to the response roll. Great. All right, here we go. He gets a 4 and a 3 is 7, which makes him average. Okay, average is 4 can come up and attack me. But they still don't have any, still at 0 range. So it's not going to hurt me any. Okay, he moves out of there and he comes back over right here. So there's going to be 2 fighters come up. 2 fighter groups, maybe. First one is, give me 4 10s. Second one, can't see it just yet. This event card, we're done with it now. Okay. And so we had the 410 there. And this is a 109 with rockets, but he does not use that tactic. Does he? Oh, he does use the rockets. Okay. Oh, I got to roll. I got to see what to do with the rockets because I think that's you use those first before you do anything else. Just got to find them real quick here. Let's see, rockets. If a bandit counter has that, he makes his with the first turn. You roll 2 dice and a hit on a 7 or higher. Perform a formation check for each hit inflicted on the group. Okay, so we still roll to see which groups they're attacking. So here comes for the 410. He gets a 6, and the 6 is group 2. And now for the 110s, they're attacking the 3. And the 3 is the lead group. Okay, so the 109s are firing at the 93rd first. So he rolls 2 dice. This is his rocket attack. He has to have a 7 or higher. He got a 2 and a 5, so the rockets didn't do anything. Whew. All right. These guys can do 3 passes with that ME-410. Okay, so the 109s are attacking. Here they come. And hey, I should have done this last time. The 93rd Bomb Group is a fast group, so they get to fire first. So they are +3 air to air. So they're going to be +3 air to air, and his defense is 0. So here we go. He gets a chance to knock him down before he hits him. He gets a 3. No, he didn't do it. Okay, here comes the 109. He's firing. He gets a 1. He missed. All right, well, they scared him off. The 410's attacking. The 44th Bomb Group. He gets a 3. He missed. He needed 5. He's a +1 air to air. He's a -1, so he gets +2. He gets a 1. So he didn't hit him. Okay, so now we go to the second pass. I get to fire first at the 109s. +3. We get a 7. That's a 10. Knock down the 109s. All right, that goes to the 93rd Bomb Group. We come over here for them. 93rd. He gets a kill. All right, that's their first one. All right, now the 410's attacking. He gets a 7, and a 7 is 2 hits on the 44th. So he goes from 7 to 9. So at 9, he is, we'll just 7, and at 2, that makes 9. He's shaken. So his air to air is a 0. He needs a 10 to hit this guy. Oh, he's -1 on his defense, so he's +1. He gets 8, which is 9. He didn't get him. Okay, they're coming for their last attack. They roll a 10. So they got 3 hits. So now I went from 9 to 12. Whew. That bomb group got hit hard. And I don't have, I'm broken there now. They don't have enough, they can't fire back. All right, so the 410 breaks off. And now we go home. Boom, boom. All right, we're home. So I'm at my end of mission. And so I got to go through here and mark my experience. I only get 1 experience point because we didn't destroy the target. And I got to, what else do I have to do? Anything? I don't think so. Yeah, so let me do that and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we start our, we marked everybody off that went on the mission. And now we start our second mission. This one is to the aircraft factory in Hamburg. And we can take up to 4 bombers. We're taking the 100th Bomb Group, he's going. We're taking the 457th. We're taking the 389th. Can't take him. 2. Those guys can't reach. I can take him. I'm going to take this guy and see if he can do anything there with the 458. And the guy, let's see, who's going to lead this? Doesn't really matter. We're going to concentrate fire on our air to ground. And they're all equally poor on that. I'll put him with Homesick Angel right there. And they get to concentrate fire. Let's see, air to air is a 2, he's a 1, he's a 3. Oh, maybe we should, I hate to put him in the lead though. He's a 2, we'll put him here. Okay. So I don't have to buy anything special. We set up, these guys, yeah, look. I grabbed all these guys. I grabbed the wrong ones off all these guys right there. The heck did I do there? 2, 4, 6. Those all stay there. Oh, I grabbed them off of these planes. That's what I did. He was 4. He was 4. He was 2. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong ones. Be careful when you're grabbing your stuff. All right. So we're going to make the 457th is going to be the lead group. Got to put them guys back down here. So the 457th will be the lead group. 392nd, 44th, 93rd. All right. We'll follow them with the B-24s, and then the 100th that we assigned to them at the end. Okay. All right. So we got our bombers going. I don't have any fighter escort, so we're going to try to get through this if we can. Let's see. The Luftwaffe expense roll is going to be a 0 on that. Okay. So we jump back up here. We got to assign our bomb loads. This is an incendiary target, so we're going to give a couple of incendiary bombs. One to Homesick Angel, and one to he's the best one to have a chance at dropping them. I'm going to give him 2 incendiaries. Hopefully he can hit that, and he gets one other. Let's see, this is not a dispersed target, so I can use other bombs. Yeah. Okay, so I need to do a little research on my bombs. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've armed my bombers. I gave my lead bomber, the 457th, 2 incendiary bombs and an M43. The M43 cost me an SO point and he weighs 2 tons. All my other bombers are carrying M34s. They weigh 4 tons. They cost 3. And they're carrying an M43 that cost me 1 and weighs 2. That's 6 tons. And then they're also going to carry, the B-24 is carrying an M30, even though it's not a dispersed target. So he gets to carry that one. That gives them 8 tons for them. And my B-17 coming out of Thorpe Abbott's, he also gets to carry an M30, which gives him 8 tons also. Okay, so I've got 3 different kinds of bombs, and we're going to just see if we can see what kind of, hopefully, destruction we can do on this base. These guys are going to go 1, 2, and their target is right here. 3 comes off of there. Okay. All right. So we got our bombers are armed. We don't have to purchase any more equipment. We got to roll for the Luftwaffe response. Okay, here we go. Luftwaffe response on this target is a +0. He gets, oh no, it's a 9. It's high. So he can have up to 5 bandits. I don't have any fighter cover for him, and range of 1. Okay, so that means these guys are going to get a chance, and these guys are going to get a chance to come from these other airfields. Okay, so he gets a maximum of 5. All right. Oh, it's going to be deadly over Hamburg today. This is, I almost wish I had a 3rd fighter squadron now, and I may have to get one for the for April if I can afford it. So we'll see where we're at. Okay, well, enough crying. Now it's time to get going. All right, so we draw our target bound event card. Give me something decent. Fighter miscommunications. Fighter escort cannot meet up. Well, luckily I didn't have any going up, so that card did not hurt me any. Okay, so here we go. He goes 1, and now this squadron can attack now. So that's what they're going to do. And this thing's going to go to 3. So it's going to take them. They can attack and come back, and every turn I have to reduce that to see when they can attack again. They're making their attack now. So here comes. They get 1, and it is a BF-110 with rockets. Ugh. Okay. So the first thing he's going to do is fire rockets at us. It is a 7 or higher to hit. He gets a 6 and a 6. Woo! He missed us. Okay. So he's attacking. Oh, I got to roll to see which group he's attacking. Still a miss on the rockets. It's an 8, and an 8 is the 3rd group. So the 458 is where he's attacking. All right, and the 458 is, which one? My B-24 group. Darn, the one I didn't want him to attack because they're the ones that are right on the edge here. Okay, let's see what happens. No durability, so we just roll, and it is a 9, of course, and he gets 2 hits. So he goes up to 6 now. So a 6, and now he's shaken. He takes another one, he'll just drop his bombs, he won't be able to hit anything. So, took a chance taking him. See, he gets 1 attack, that's all he gets. They do get to fire back at him. They are a minus. They're a +1 on their air-to-air. He's a minus, even shaken. They're a +1. He's a -1, so it's +2. So they get a 4, so no damage. All right, he breaks off. That's the end of that one. We move up here. Now nobody attacks because these guys don't attack till they get over the target for the target square. Okay, that makes that a 2 now. And now we're over the target. So here we come. First thing is he gets to draw 2. The first 2 are from the home base. One, 2. And now he draws 3. We'll take 2 from here and 1 from over there. 1, 2, 3. All right, this doesn't look good. All right, let's see what we're gonna have. We got an ME-262 and the Focke-Wulf. These are the first guys to attack right here. And then we have another ME-262, but he's coming from distance. A novice Focke-Wulf and another 109 carrying rockets. Okay. All right. So we got to see where these guys are all going, what groups they're going against. The first one is a 1. The Jets are going after the lead group. All right, this is veteran Focke-Wulfs. They're a 5, and a 5 puts them on the second group. All right, and I'm going to mark these guys right here with this marker so I remember which ones are the 2 that are from the local bases. All right, the third group is a 1. He's coming after the lead group. That's another ME-262, but he's from distance, so he only gets 1 pass at me. Ah, another 1. That's my novice pilot. And the last guy is a 9. That's the tail group right there. Okay. So they're coming after my lead group, hot and heavy here. And he is slow. And let's see, the 350 D8. Let's see, the 100th, he's slow. And there's the 389th is slow. Okay. First thing is the rocket attack. We rolled 2 dice. He got 2 hits, 7 and 10. That's against the 100th. Okay. So, I got to look at that again real quick on the rockets. See what that said. See, on the rockets, perform a formation check for each hit inflicted on the group. So they do take the hit, and then we have to do formation checks for each one of those hits. So he takes 2 hits. So we mark him with 2 hits. It's the bloody 100th. It's his first mission, and he gets hit with 2 by rockets. Okay, now we got to do formation check. He's a 6+. He has to do this twice. He got a 10. That's good. And he gets a 7. Okay, he held formation, so they didn't rattle him too bad. Okay, now we got the jets attacking me. So here comes his roll. Now, my lead bomber's a durability, so it's a -1. He gets an 8, makes that a 7, 2 hits. So he goes from 4 to 6 hits. That's not good. The other jet's attacking. This is his 1 pass. He gets a 5, makes that a 4. That's 1 hit. So he's now at 7 hits. And now the novice Focke-Wulf. So that jet, he peels off because his box is white. He's from distance, so he's gone. Now the novice fires at a -1. He gets a 5. That's a 4. He missed. He breaks off. Okay, now my bomber fires at those jets. Let's see if we can hit them. I'm +2. I have concentrate fire. That's +2, so I'm +4. He has defensive 2, so it's +2. Come on, boys. Oh, 7. That's a 9. I just missed him. Ah, geez, that would have been big. All right, now we have the veteran Focke-Wulf right here. He's attacking. He's attacking the B-24s, so there's no modifier for him. He gets a 6. 2 hits. So they go from 2 to 4. There, okay. And they fire back. They are a +1. He's a -2. Okay, so they can't hit him. All right, and now we go to the 109. He's attacking the 100th. That's a -1 to his die roll. He gets a 1. He missed. And they're firing. They're a +2. Okay, so they got a +2. 5 is 7. They did not get him. And he breaks off. All right. Now we go down to, that was at 3. We go down to 2. This is the last run for the jets at me. Here he comes. Again, he gets a 7. -1 is 6. It's 2 more hits. So he goes to 9 hits now. Wow. That hurt. 7, 2, that's 9. I'm shaking now. I do get to fire back at him before he breaks off. So we're shaking. That's +1. Concentrate fire +3. Defense is 2, so he's +1. And he gets a 1. Nothing. But that's his 2 passes. He's gone now. All right, now the Focke-Wulf's attacking my B-24 group. He gets a 5, which is 1 hit. Okay, so he goes up to 5 now. Five hits. All right, and they're going to fire back at him. Come on, let's hit this guy. Come on, boys. +1, -2. I can't hit him. I got to have it. Okay, he gets 1 more pass at us. All right, here's his last pass. He's firing 1 more time. He gets a 4. 1 hit. Makes that a 6. We're still okay. We're not shaking. And he breaks off. All right. Okay, we got through that. Now we go to flak. He is -2 on his flak number. He gets 2 rolls. 6, 8, and 9 are going to be his hits. Okay, so here he comes. 6, 8. Woo! 6, 8, and 9 are his rolls, numbers. Here we go. This is on my B-17 group, so it's -1. So it's actually -3. He gets a 4 and a 7. The 7 makes it a 4. So he missed the B-17. All right, now he comes against the B-24 group, and it's -2. He gets a 4, which is a miss, and the 9 makes it a 7. And the 7 is 1 hit. So he becomes shaken now. He gets 7 hits. All right. Now he goes against the other B-24 group, and it's -2. He gets a 3 and a 7, makes that a 5. 5's a miss, okay? And now for the last B-17 group, -3, because of his durability. A 2 and a 3, they missed that. Okay, we got through the flak. And let's see, they attacked here. That was 1, 2. So they're down to 1 right here. They're going to get a chance to hit us on the way back. Because these guys are all used up here. All right, so here we go. We're going to do a bomb runs. All right, my B-17 group up here is shaken. So their air to ground is -2. That's not good. He has 2 incendiaries. He gets air to ground is +2. That's even. He gets +1 for the target and +2 for my intel. That's +3. So let's see. +3 +2 is +5. -2 is +3. Okay, we got a +3 on my incendiaries. I just need one of them to hit. 8 and a 5 +3, 8s. They both hit. Okay, so my 2 incendiaries hit the target. We'll put them on the target there, right here, and see if either one of them catches this thing on fire. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, here we go. Now he dropped his M43 bomb. It is the same thing, +3. Gives him a 5 is an 8, and an 8 on that bomb is 2 hits. So he scores 2 hits, the first 2 hits right there. Boom, boom. All right. All right. The B-24. He is shaken. He's a -2, but they're +3, so he's a +1 on his die roll. He's dropping the M34. So we'll see what he gets. He gets a +1. He got a 3, which is a 4. That's 1 hit. We'll take it. So he's up to 3 hits now. Take the 2 off. He's at 3. Okay, that's the end of that one. Now he drops a M43 at +1. He gets 3, so he missed. All right. And he's got his M30, which is +1, a 4, which he missed. So he did not do his job. All that flak, fighter attacks, he's all shaken now. All right, next guy is the 458th Bomb Group. They are shaken. They're at -2, so they're going to be +1. Here he goes with his M34. +1. 6 is a 7. So a 7 is 3 hits. All right, so 3 hits raises him up to 6. So he's at 6 hits now. Now he drops the M43 plus 1. A 9 makes that a 10. That's 2 more hits. So he goes up to 8 hits. He's doing his job so far. And now he drops his M30. Plus 1. 4. He missed. Okay. And now the last B-17 comes in. He's on okay status, but he's a -1 plus 3, so he's plus 2. He drops his M34 with a plus 2. 5 is a 7. That's 3 hits. That makes it 11. So we have 10 plus 1. That's 11. And now he drops his M43 plus 2. 10. 2 hits. That's 13. That's it. They destroyed the target. We don't even have to roll for the incendiary. That target is eliminated. So the boys did their job, and they eliminated the target. It wasn't easy, but they got the job done. Okay. So that target is destroyed. I can take those off. I'll put a destroyed on it. Take my intel off of it now. All right, so we got rid of that one. And that was target on my factories 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Take that supply off of there. All right. And I'm just looking real quick here. Oh yeah, we did. We shot down a fighter. I forgot to move that up. That's what I was looking to do. Okay, so that's good. We're going to get rid of an airfield too here at the end of the month. All right, we're going homeward bound. On the ball, designate one group as fast for the homebound flight. All right, so we're going to designate the lead group as fast. So they're back available now. They make their turn. They're headed home. These guys they already did their thing. They don't have anybody. So he gets one fighter group coming up to see if they can do me any damage. And it is a BF-109 with rockets, of course. Okay, he's attacking which group? Group number 9, the tail group. Okay, so he's going to fire his rockets. He needs 7s. He got a 7 and 8. That's 2 hits, so they're up to 4 hits now. And now we have to roll to see if they stay in formation. 2 dice I'm going to roll. They got to be 6 or higher. He gets a 9 and a 4. So they dispersed him, but it won't matter because we're going to get home. On his group, it becomes dispersed. Oh, it might matter because he's still attacking. That was just the rocket hits that hit him. Okay, so now he's attacking as a fighter. Here he comes. He gets a roll of 6. 1 more hit. So he goes up to 5 hits now. He has 5 hits. He's still okay. He's not shaken. And he gets the fire back. He is a +2 air-to-air. He is a 0 on his defense. He fires a 4. He missed. And he was at distance, so that's it. He breaks off. All right, now we go home. So we're back to base. Whew. All right. So we get through that. Another tough day here. And this one, we're going to have to do our end of the month items also. But the first thing I'm going to do is stop, and I'm going to enter in the planes that flew their combat, give them their experience points, gain my victory points there, and then we'll work on the end of the month. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing we did, we got 2 promotions out of the batch. Over here we got the 457th and the 458th both went from green to average. So we fixed those. The couple squadrons, the B-25, B-26, the P-38s, and the B-24 here, they did not fly missions this week, so they all recovered 3 aircraft, 3 of their strength back. So we took care of that. And we don't have any target repair rolls to do. We advance our week marker here. So in this case, it goes back to week 1, and now we move up to April. So we have 3 more weeks to go in this campaign. The next thing we do is now we do new Luftwaffe Squadrons. So down here, oh, I destroyed one down here, so I get to take one off the board. I think I'm going to take him off of Berlin. All right. Okay, next thing we're going to do is our monthly housekeeping. We have new Luftwaffe Squadrons, so they get 4, 7, 11, and 3. They get 14 more squadrons to add here. Woohoo, 14. Okay, so let me get out that many counters. Okay, but before we do that, we have to do our war front adjustment. So for the war front adjustment, we roll a die for each theater, and then we don't have any squadrons here, so we don't subtract anything. So we're going to roll a die first here. If I get a 9 or higher, then it's going to advance 1. If I get a 2 or less, it's going to go backwards 1. We get a 4, so it stays where it's at. Same thing in Russia. We get an 8. Okay, so it doesn't move. Okay, so they stayed there. So this number here, a 2 and a 2, is what's going to happen here. So the first one's going to be on a roll of 1, they go to reserve. A 2 or 3, they go to the med. 4 and 5, they go to the Russia, and then 6 through 10, they get put on the board. So we have 14 of these guys. So we're going to start rolling, and we're going to see where they're going to go. Okay. So this is how it works. We roll, and he gets a 2. And on a 2, they get assigned to the Mediterranean. So we put them down here on the Mediterranean. The next one gets an 8. He's going to come up for Europe. I'm going to put him there. Next one is a 2. He goes to the Mediterranean. That's good, see, because I want these guys assigned off somewhere else on these other fronts. Okay, I rolled a 10. He comes to the European theater. Next up, a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He goes to the Russian front. All right, that's where I want these guys going. Next one, 9. He comes to the European theater. Next one, 10. He comes to Europe. Don't like that. 3. He goes to the Mediterranean. Next one. Whoops. He gets a 1. He goes to the Mediterranean. So good. They're really pumping them in down there. Next one, a 5. He goes to Russia. Like that. Keep them rolls low. 4. He goes to Russia. Whew. Next one. 6. He comes to the Europe. 4. Goes to Russia. One more. He goes off the board. He goes Europe. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these now get assigned up here back into this theater. So we do it just like we did before. We roll 2 dice. And he goes in 10. But a 10, he doesn't go in for this campaign. They have to go in 12 through 18. So we re-roll. And he gets 13. He gets 1 there. All right. Next one. 11. Nope. He gets 16. 16 puts him back in Berlin, where I eliminated 1. He gets 7. Nope. 19. 19 puts him down here at Dresden. See, it's getting nasty now. He gets a 2. We roll again. He gets a 17. The 17 is Berlin again. So they're really getting thick over there. Now he gets 14. Puts another one back up there. All right, and the last one gets 2. Gets 17. 17 is Berlin. 2, 4, 6 squadrons. Okay. So we got our squadrons reassigned. We did our campaign, our group reassignment checks. Let's see, do I have any groups that need to be reassigned? No. Oh yeah, 10. I got to roll for this one. If he gets a 10, he'll be reassigned. A 1, thank goodness. No. Oh, here's another one. B-24 group up here in the B wing. 4, no. Nobody got reassigned, so I get to keep all my bombers for this group. Okay. All right, I'll get my 22 replacement points for the month, plus my week, I think. And 10 of those replacement points have to be spent on the B-17s. And I lost 1 point for not destroying my target when I was in there over here on the Soviet political track. So I'm back at 0 extra victory points right now. All right, so I'm going to have 3 weeks left to hit Dresden and Berlin and see if we can do some damage to those guys. Luckily, they had to assign a lot of planes over here. So, and I got to draw another aircraft factory to replace the one that was in there. He's in Hex 16, and it is target number 30. So he goes there. Okay. And he's a 3, so he'll get 3 supply, which really won't matter for this last turn. All right, I get everything set. I'll show you the spreadsheet, and then we can wrap this one up. All right. Well, here's our sheet. This is our SOP. So I've already spent them. I spent the majority of them on these group commanders. Ray helped the 389th get promoted. Castle and Brogger brought in weekly replacement points, which I need those. I probably should have tried to get at least one of those guys going in the first month, but live and learn. My experience points and things, so you can see the A-wing's starting to get pretty good. They got a skill. He's almost ready to get promoted, and now they're average pilots. They might make it, depending on what they do in the next week or a couple weeks. And then your B-wing, they're getting close for a couple promotions too. The Mustangs ought to get one on another mission. So, and depending on what happens over here with these guys. So we got a few things going on for the 4th week, but still not looking too bad. We're still only got 13 victory points. So not getting anything when I went to Dresden, that hurt. I at least would have liked to have gotten 1 victory point, but I didn't. So we got to, regroup and attack again. So that's going to do it for this week. That ended March, and when we come back, we'll be on week 1 in April, and we'll see how we do on the next one. It's been a lot of fun so far. It's a challenge. The city bombing's tough, and I'll tell you, all those squadrons, and the thing I got to do is I got to do another commander check for the Germans on the next mission too, to see where they're going to be at. So see if they change commanders or not, if they're happy with what he's doing. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you at the next one. Have a good one.